What I'm about to say could be a 10 module program. So I'm missing a lot of context. I'm going to just like very basically say this, but I wrote a piece of content this morning and I was speaking a little bit about pricing. And thought, let me come on here and speak a little bit about this because as a creator, as an artist, as an entrepreneur, pricing is so important. And I trust that if you're listening to this, you're going to leverage discernment because there's a million different nuances behind pricing. But I used to believe in charge what you want to receive. And I do still believe that to an extent. But charging and pricing has everything to do with value creation. It's like, how much value do you actually provide? And this is why, depending on what you're selling, depending on your industry, there's so many layers to this. But as a mentor, as a coach, I'm charging based on the problem that I solve. And in this piece of content, I said something along the lines of like, if you want to charge multi-millions for your work, which is absolutely doable, you need to solve multi-million dollar problems. And this is why, from a mentorship coaching perspective, which I know is just 1% of, an industry, there's so many other things that you can be selling. You have to, as a service provider, if what you're selling is your mindset and your intelligence, and you have masterminds and private one-on-one offerings, and there's ebook, like there's so many things that you can be charging for. And this is something that I teach a lot inside of Ignition. Ignition is a 30-day program where we go through everything. It's like the vision, the ideation, the brand identity, and then the monetization and channel, like the channels, the pricing channels that you have within your business. But for those that are kind of contemplating pricing, it's about like, how much value do you bring? So I charge, and it changes, but I charge multi thousands for private one-on-one coaching. And the reason I can do that and feel very solid in my pricing is because I know the level of problem that I solve is incredible. I work with multimillionaires. I work with people that are at the beginning of their business, but my ability to take someone's idea and build it out into structures and a brand identity, and to work with them on their mindset to go beyond limits, to build out an ecosystem of ideas and experiences. And there's so many things that I have acquired over years and years and years, and my own experience, my own failures, and how I have alchemized learnings and experiences to then better charge for that is incredible. And I was thinking about, do I share this piece, because there's a lot of context goes behind it, but if you could just take a little something from this in terms of when you're charging, make sure that you're not charging based on the standards of everyone else, because no one has walked your path. No one has the types of experiences and offers and creations that you have, unless you're just wholesaling. That's different. But it's like, what do you actually bring? And what kind of experience are you building? But like, what are you giving someone? And it's like, it's interesting to think about what things are worth. If someone is having a marriage breakdown, what is the value of their marriage? Which potentially, if you're someone that does that work and you know how to connect people again, and there's deep work within that, but like, what's that worth to a couple that's on the edge of like, maybe they're not going to make it? It's worth everything. If someone has a successful business, they're making millions in their business, but they're unhealthy and they've tried everything, and then you come in and you're able to customize a plan for them and give them recipes and meditations and plans in a way that can fuel their mind, body, and soul, like, and it's customized to them and it works with their schedule because they're busy and everything else doesn't work, but you're able to work with them and check in with them every morning. How are you going? Here's your plan for today. what's that worth to someone? Millions, right? It's worth everything. And it doesn't mean that you start charging millions for your work. It's just an example, but it's like you can't look at what everyone else is charging and base your prices on that. It's just like it doesn't make sense. It's like, what's the value that you bring? And if you know you have value, then how are you packaging it as well? And if you want to learn how to do that, you need to be inside of Ignition, because that's the work that we do there. But it's an interesting concept to really think about, is what's the value that you bring? Because people aren't, yes, they want the result, but it's like people are looking at the type of value. And there's a lot out there that is just crap. Like there's a lot of information out there, and a lot of the information, it works, right? But it's like, if you can build something that is unique to someone, and you can customize an experience, and you can look at what you have built in your life and things that you know, and your knowledge and your intelligence, and if you can find ways to build that out into an experience, whether it's a program or whether it's some sort of, like, I don't know, a membership, something where like you're providing value, or if you're doing one-on-one coaching, it's a customized one-on-one experience. If you can build something incredible, then your only job is to then tell people about it and price it. There will always be people, there are customers at every level, and that is so evident. You go into a shopping mall and there will be people there trying to go out and get you to buy their moisturizers, and then there's a queue outside Louis Vuitton and everyone's walking out with these bags, and it's like, these bags, it's no one's pulling them into the store. So there are buyers everywhere. People love to buy, people love to purchase things, people want to shop, people want to have an experience. But there has to be a level of like, what are you offering? And how is it different? And how does it actually move people forward? And then it's building the articulation of that so that you can actually create an experience for people to come in and buy from. But when you're pricing your offers, it's really got nothing to do with what everyone else is charging. It's what do you want to receive based on what value you're bringing, the level of customization to an offer. Now, when you start doing like digital products and services, it's a little bit different. But when it's like a tailored one-on-one service, you can charge anything, right? It's like, what do you want to receive? Knowing what this can do, what do you want to receive? And you want to be mindful as well of the people that you want to work with. Like, I know that I want to work with people from all areas, from all aspects, from all backgrounds. So I have so many different layers to my work. It's like, you can come and do the free thing, or you can come and do a program, or you can come and do a whole year with me and the experience, or you can just have one-on-one coaching. And that is going to be the most tailored for you. But they're not, this one's better and this one's better, but they're all just different experiences. And so I never feel like I'm leaving anyone behind, because I'm like, well, I've got 22 videos on YouTube. Come watch all of these videos. Go on my social media, go follow me on Instagram. I post there every single day. I post so much on there. There's so much information that we all have access to. But when you really understand how to take what you know and build out really unique experiences for people that actually solves problems, that actually changes their world and changes their life, you can charge pretty much anything you want to charge. And there's so much fulfillment in that too, of like, you knowing that you're not just creating something based on a structure that someone gave to you. It's like, this is the work of your life, and you're creating a very unique experience. And there's just something very magic to that. So I wanted to have this little conversation on pricing, because I think it's important. I think if you're a service provider, if you're a creator, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a visionary, like, you want to be charging for your work, because your work changes worlds. And it doesn't mean I'm not saying go and charge crazy amounts at the beginning. You want to actually build your reputation. You want to build credibility. You want to also really test out, make sure that you enjoy it. Are you even good at mentoring? Do you like mentoring? Maybe you don't like it. Maybe you don't want to have one-on-one services. Maybe you want to have something else. So it's like, there's no right or wrong here, but if you can build something that is valuable, people will pay. People will pay. And so the value piece is important. And I think a lot of people take that and they try and build something that's like, they try and like disperse it, right? It's like a lot of people in the creator industry where they are like, or more so education, it's like, buy my program and it's so discounted and you get this and this and this and this and it's filled with so much, but it's like, that's also not necessary either. This is not about add a million bonuses. It's like, what's the core of your work? How do you want to package it? And then how can you go and build something that people want to go and experience? And that's a really good place to start. Like I said, this is a really big topic, but this is why it's also important to go live your life and to go lead yourself and go learn things and uncover things. It's like if people want to buy from you, like it's about you. They're buying from you. They're buying because of the brand that you've built. They're buying based on the paths that you've walked and what you've discovered and what you've uncovered. If what you're selling just sounds like everyone else, then you do need to be competitive. Then you do need to lower the price and you do need to be more strategic with pricing. But when you build something that is so unique to you, you don't really have to worry about what most people are doing. And that's a really cool place to play in.